Hey guys, what's up? LegendBTV here, once again putting the legend in your BTV. Um, okay, today we're here with Blink-182's newest record, California, the Deluxe edition. This record, Blink-182, an American rock band formed in 1992 in Poway, California. So I guess maybe their hometown, the band's hometown, was an inspiration for this record. I don't know, but there's been some controversy with, I believe, a changed singer, and they put out a new record last year called California, and this one is a deluxe version with almost an entire album new of content. It's basically like they could have put out a whole nother album, but instead tried to make it a deluxe edition, which probably triggered a lot of fans that had to pay for the album twice, basically just to get the rest of the second half of the album. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the first half, and I'm going to talk about the second half, because in my opinion, they're both very different in a tone in each half. So let's get into that. Alright, first let's talk about the original California. The first half of the record is the entire standard edition, and I think it's nice that you get like all the songs, the whole edition with this thing here. So it's a full edition. It's got all the songs there, if you can see them. If not, what are you gonna do? Okay, so honestly, the first half I think is awesome. There's a lot of songs in here that I think are great. Have nice production values. There's a high energy to a lot of the songs. The vibe just really feels awesome. And the vocals, there's a nice little vocal effect on a lot of the songs, like on Bored to Death, for instance, where it's like, oh, or whatever. And like when he's trying to sing that he's bored to death, and that life is too short to last long, which is so true. Yeah. That's honestly a great single. I love that single on the album. Also, She's Out of Her Mind is a great track too. Honestly, I love majority of the whole standard edition. And like, it does give you a few tracks. It's not all just catchy, fast-paced rock. There's a few ballads here as well, such as Home is Such a Lonely Place, which I think the ballads here are nice. I think that it's a nice little variation. It mix it up a little bit with a few slow songs here and there. Now, I wouldn't want like a whole album full of ballads. Like, that would just get kind of dull to me unless like you really pulled it off well. So I'm glad like there's only a few. They kept it limited to only a few ballads. So thankful for that. But there's a lot of great songs in here. I love the songs like San Diego. Like, oh my god, such an infectious chorus with a nice guitar melody and everything else. Like, really awesome chorus on that song. I love that song. Los Angeles is pretty good as well. With a nice, pretty much the same thing I'm saying. I don't have much to say about a lot of these songs that I think are great. They just are. Unfortunately, though, there's one problem. There's one little nitpick I do have to say, and I bet you a lot of other haters of this album have already said it already. But there's a lot of woes and a lot of oh, and a lot of nah 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 when I'm sober. Everything else on this album. There's a lot of like words that are kind of like placeholders for actual lyrics in a chorus. Like, for instance, almost the entire chorus of Sober is na 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 na. While it's catchy, yes, unfortunately, I just don't think, I feel like they were rushing these choruses in terms of the lyric department. Now, thankfully, the lyrics don't mean to me that much. The lyrics don't mean as much to me as others, so I can cut that a little bit off, because the instrumentals to a lot of this record are awesome. They're high energy, fun, and the guy really knows how to sell them. The singer, the vocalist of Blink-182, he can sell it. He can do a pretty good job. Any other questions or concerns about the first half of the California record? Not really. It's solid, very good, great album on the first half. Now let's get to the second half. Well, the second half honestly has a bit more of a down-tempo tone. Like, I mean, there's still a lot of mid-tempo to fast-paced chords and songs and stuff in here, but the lyrical message is a bit different. Like a lot of these songs are a bit more sad, like Don't Mean Anything, like where he's actually singing about his parents. They're gone, but it don't mean anything. You know, that he won't be able to see them anymore, but you know, it's kind of sad. It just kind of struck me as a bit like more of a sad half the record. But that doesn't mean there aren't good songs. Like I really like Parking Lot was a solid intro, solid single for the album. Definitely not as good as Bored to Death was in the original California, but I did like Parking Lot. I thought it was pretty good. I felt a bit samey sounding for the rest of California. It felt like they wasn't really trying anything new. But I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it's not that big a deal. Unfortunately, a lot of this second half does reuse the tropes of the first California CD. So I mean, like the second half isn't entirely unique or original, and it does reuse the tropes in a little bit of a less interesting way. I will say that right now. Honestly, the second half isn't as good. I mean, did any of you expect it to be? I mean, well, once again, opinionated response. If you all thought the second half was better, tell me in the comments below. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was good. But honestly, I'm just not finding the second half to be as good. And it's not because I'm not a fan of ballads. I do like ballads. It's just like, you know, honestly, I don't think majority of these guitar lines are... No, stop it. Okay, I don't think a majority of this album, the second half of the album, is as good as the first album. It just feels like an entirely new California, like a new version of California, just the same thing that you got last year. There's no style changes. They don't really try anything new. It's not original, but I can't say it's bad. Some songs are very enjoyable, like I said. I really like these songs like Bottom of the Ocean. It's got this nice little beat in the background. Like I can't really say it's like a drum machine thing, but it's like this nice little verse electronic pieces there, and it's kind of nice, like right in the start of the song. Wildfire is also a fun track as well. It's got a really nice, oh my god, I love like when they have the bass work going, but they also have like a little guitar melody going in there too. Like I love when that happens on tracks like Wildfire. And overall the vocals are solid, about as solid as they were on the original. So honestly, I feel like the second half of California definitely isn't as good, but I feel like it's good nonetheless. So what I think of California as a whole, the deluxe edition as a whole, it's great. I really like a lot of the songs, you know, a lot of the lyrics, the ones you actually do get without the nah-nah-nahs, which, again, I think are a bit of a problem on the second half. Not sure they're as big a problem as on the second half as the first, but, I mean, definitely Parking Lot and everything do have a lot of woes and, you know, everything like that. So, I mean, the lyrics are a bit of a downfall, but, I mean, that's pretty much it. Honestly, the record does run a bit long, though. I mean, it would probably get a bit dull, but, like, listening to the whole thing. So I'd advise, like, you sort of get to know each song first before you really listen to this whole thing. I mean, like, because it can be a bit much. There's 28 tracks here. So, I mean, listen at your own risk, am I right? But anyways, I really like this album. I'm feeling like a strong 7 out of 10 for this record. It's a very good album. Like, I feel like the original California probably would have gotten like an 8 at least, but the second half kind of holds it back for me just because it's just not as energetic and just doesn't sound as inspired to me as the first did. But, you know, that's perfectly okay, guys. But honestly, I just don't feel like the second half was as good. But, hey, that's pretty good, though. I mean, they did good for an album of 28 tracks, which, wow, that's like, God, that's so much. I mean, man. But yeah, I think it's a strong 7 out of 10. Well, guys, that was my review of Blink-182's California Deluxe. If you enjoyed, slap a subscribe on there, slap a like button, and LegendBT demolish that comment section with all your loves or hate comments. You know, I'd love to hear what you thought of the album down below or in the poll. Tell your friends about LegendBTV, turn on them notifications, and see you guys next time.